around the president, especially the iconic moment when he stood up, bloodied from his wound, thrusting his fist dramatically in the air for supporters, yelling, "Fight, fight, fight." George Williams, Washington.
Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. Correspondent Donna Warder reports on a very nice gift for the Michigan man who recently saved a number of lives and helped stop a church mass shooting incident.
Church Deacon Richard Pryor was called a hero when he used his pickup truck to ram an armed man who was about to enter the Cross Point Community Church in Wayne, Michigan on June 22nd. Police say the gunman fired shots at Pryor's vehicle as he approached the church and shot a person in the leg. That's when Pryor's truck knocked the gunman to the ground, and the gunman was fatally shot by church security. Pryor's 2018 Ford F-150 pickup was destroyed in the process. So this week...
Thank you, Captain. Thank you.
Pryor was gifted a 2-year lease on a $70,000 2025 Ford F-150 pickup by a local dealership. I'm Donna Warder.
And more on these stories at townhall.com.
Plan A was pre-summer. Pound the gym, diet, drop some inches. Plan A didn't happen. No shame, I got you. Hey, Point family, it's Casey Whitener. It's only summer halftime. Schedule your Sono Bello visit now while there's plenty of summer left. Appointments are limited, so you want to schedule now. Honestly, there's only one permanent way to remove unwanted fat and inches fast. Micro laser fat removal, the body sculpting solution you've been searching for. Wherever you're fighting stubborn fat and inches, tummy gone, side fat gone, thighs and arms gone, permanently in one comfortable visit. And with Sono Bello's summer pricing event, not only will you save big with easy, flexible payment plans, you'll look spectacular this summer and pay later. Schedule your summer pricing event appointment now. Visit sonobello.com/summer. That's SONOBELLO.com/summer. sonobello.com/summer.
Around the Big Blue Marble across the internet. Stacking up the calls already. 803-799-8255. 799-TALK, and that's on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline when you get to be part of a problem like me or part of the solution. Like most of you give great things. And we've got our friend Danger Son Kendall on the his voice and his wonderful song is allowed to we're going to go right to the phones and say, hey, caller, how are you?
Is that me?
It is you, Van, the man with the van man. What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Well, I don't have a van. I don't. I wish I did, but I really wanted to call because I called in on a Friday afternoon, and I kind of I got a little angry at something Ed said.
Okay, which is normal, and that's okay. We know Ed's a good guy,
well, I
and
called him,
you're
I
a
called
great.
him Mr. I had so much anger, the politicizing this tragedy in Texas, and I said something, and I just want Ed to know I do not dislike that man. I don't even know him, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, man. That's the last thing I ever want to do. And,
well, I suspect, to my knowledge, Ed has not been to one of our listener events, but I've met a whole bunch of people. I met you at a listener event, but I've met a
that's
whole
right.
a whole.
I met your son too.
Yeah, one of them. And so it's these things are always fun, and hopefully at one in the future, we'll be able to all meet and hang out with our friend Ed.
Yeah, I hope so. But that's another thing. I tried to stay away from politics for so long, and now I see on the news it's been a year since they tried to kill Trump.
Yeah.
Up in PA. Yeah, I can't believe how much time. I mean, how fast it's gone.
Oh no, it's absolutely crazy, and things are going so fast right now. At this moment, things are moving so fast. It's almost as if we've never had a president before. This guy is racking up 5 things a day, and it is as if we've never had a president before, because nobody, even President Reagan, nobody was doing 5 big things a day. This guy is.
No, and this guy is really wailing, and I'm going to stay away from the politics again, because I'm just going to step back and let it roll, because it does get kind of toxic at times.
Yeah, and it made you lash out in a way that's outside of your character. My best friend is a Trump hater. I don't understand it. I can't make but you still love these people. You just got to let them suffer through it, I guess.
Well, I've been canceled by people I've known for years.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And I didn't even. They asked me, "Who'd you vote for?" I told them, and now I'm like canceled. It's really sad.
Well, just remember they hate. If they hate you, they hate the majority of the voting public. They hate.
Yeah,
it's not like
it's
not like you're a fringe guy. You voted for that libertarian communist. What are you doing that for? It's not like that. I mean, it's not like that. It's half the country plus agrees with you. That's hard to beat.
And God, thank God too, because we'd be in a heap of doo-doo.
Oh my goodness!
Gone the other way.
Well, here's the big thing. After Trump was elected, and he started on the reforms, the immigration reforms, all that, he didn't get any new permission. All of that came from previous law. The law that was that was the law with what is her name? Kamala Lama Ding Dong. She could have done it. She could have tricked Biden into do it, but they never, and it was such a big deal, such a stark deal that he mentioned it in the State of the Union show. It wasn't an official State of the Union, but it was a State of the Union show. And he said, it looks like you didn't need new legislation. You just needed a new president. And and that's it.
All those laws were on the books. Everything. And
right.
And the sad thing is these people are so venomous. They want to see bloodshed now.
That's the only way they can get political power now. And so they need to burn it down so that people in the blue cities, sometimes they're in red states, so that those folks will go, I don't care, I need a solution, anything that'll do, whatever it takes.
Well, yeah, that's an old Marx play, man. it gets so bad that they step in. We're here to save the day when they're the ones who ruined everything.
Right.
It's communism, man.
Right.
It's just
Exactly.
and it's so sad with the brainwashing of these young people, and they have so much hatred for Israel and all this stuff, and for our own country, and it does make me want to vomit, Dr. Gene. But I'm blessed because I got grandbabies who haven't been poisoned yet.
Yeah. So you get to poison them first.
You guys at the point.
You get to poison them first on the right way.
Myrtle Beach soon. What?
Well, you can get us in Myrtle Beach. MakeThePointRadio.com.
Oh yeah, I got to figure out how to do the phone. I know.
And also I use another one called I'm giving this for everybody out there. Let me find it here.
iHeartRadio.
No. This is better. This is like every station on the planet. It's called Radio Box. Radio Box. Thanks, Van. I'm going to let you go. Got new people coming on. Always good to hear from our friend Van. And we've got a new one on deck. We'll be right back. 803-799-8255. 799-TALK.
Hey, y'all, this is Ted from Flight Deck Restaurant. We'd like to invite you and your family to dine with us. We have a great menu that's sure to please your whole family. We have fresh cooked burgers, big juicy wings, blue plate menu featuring country cooking, oven-baked hoagies, fresh crisp salads, authentic Greek food like gyros, souvlaki, and baklava. We also carry 20 different premium cheesecakes and pies. Flight Deck Restaurant also has an arcade with 30 different games like Star Wars, Batman, Skee Ball, Bass Wheel, Pac-Man, Galaga, and so much more. Flight Deck, your favorite family restaurant. Thanks, y'all, and God bless.
What's better than getting the best Wagyu and Hereford beef anywhere in these parts and getting it delivered to your door? How about knowing you're still supporting local farmers in Saluda over at H&J Cattle, where tradition meets quality? Visit HandJCattle.com. Place your order for $50 or more, get free delivery in Richland or Lexington County. Plus, Point listeners get 10% off your order. Enter keyword The Point as one word for your discount. HandJCattle.com.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia. When I stop by a cigar store, I always look for my go-to cigars and stock up a few of those, but I also look for something I've never tried before. Well, at the Cigar Militia, we specialize in a lot of small boutique cigar manufacturers. Come in and try a Don Kiki by Karen Berger or a Makaji by Ty Williams. We are the Cigar Militia at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard. Help us out, stock up, and review some of our boutique brands.
Dave Ramsey here. Do you want your money to work for you rather than you working for your money? Go see my friends at Palmetto Citizens Federal Credit Union. They're not a mega bank and have been serving the Midlands since 1936, offering good old-fashioned customer service and free services. They'll look out for your financial well-being. With 14 locations, check them out today at palmettocitizens.org. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Hey, caller, how are you?
Hey, Dr. Gene, happy Sunday.
Hey, man, what's going on with David, Professor de los Ciencias?
Oh, not much. I only have a little time now, but I know the old one call per hour rule, so maybe I have to take advantage of that today. But got to pick up one of the tax deductions from a Cupiano's party. So
Feliz Cumpleaños?
See.
Ah, okay. Once. Okay. Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I tell you what, when you look into other cultures, I mean different than mine, and you're like, that's a great idea, and that's a great idea, and I wish we could do that, and so there's a whole bunch of opportunities, and whether it's Orthodox folks, everything is a feast.
Mhm.
Our Jewish folks, same deal. Everything's a feast. That's really hard
Right.
to beat.
Well, kind of on that note, first thing I want to talk about is I saw one of these street on a reporter kind of things where this guy was at some kind of an anti-Trump rally of some sort, and he
Down
talked about
with
illegal
freedom. Down with liberty. Down with money.
So he goes to these people and says, hey, they got to go somewhere. They have to have somewhere to go. You want to take one? You want to take a couple? And finally, he just like kind of pesters this one lady. She's like, yeah, I'll take him. He's like, great. Let me get your address. I'll give it to you later.
No, he's right over here. Yeah. He's right over here. You can walk him home.
Yeah, we already got him ready. Just like I saw one where man on the street kind of thing, he has a petition that says, hey, college ought to be free. 4-year college for free, right?
Uh-huh.
And people, hey, yeah, let me sign up for it. Yeah, let me sign. And you go, okay, that's where you sign your name. And over here, the other line is where you put
your ACH auto debit to help fund it.
Yeah. How much of your salary you're willing? They're like, oh, no. I just thought this was a petition. I didn't know I actually had to do something.
That there are consequences.
I'm all for it.
That I'm on the
One
hook.
of those things. Yeah, that's one of these things that's like, they say, well, people ought to do this. Well, you're people.
Yeah, you're
people.
Do it. You can put in more. You can actually send in more than what's required. There's a line on the form to do it, in fact.
Oh, yeah. And like I always say, find a college student out there that's got, whether they have student loans or not, they have college debt. I promise you, if you struck them a check, they're going to accept it.
Yeah, that's right. 100%.
Done that, but we paid ours. We made a stupid decision and paid her student loans off on our own.
Yeah, you should have waited him out. Uncle Sugar has some money for you.
Yeah. When push comes to shove, and it's like, you actually gotta be all in on it. They're not so all in on it.
Yeah.
I'm not that big about it.
Well, how about this? Nobody, and let's be honest, and this is on many sides, nobody is a bigger hypocrite than a politically motivated individual. It's always one set of rules for thee and one set of rules for me.
Exactly. They just have to own up their decisions. And I saw one where I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, so it's actually like a meme where people were talking about hey, when comes over here from Mexico and she's in the family way, that child automatically should be a citizen here. So that's kind of like you saying that life begins at birth. I mean, no exception.
Yeah.
Maybe hasn't been born yet. You say they're already a citizen.
Right. Must be. So, that's like I got in an argument with some friends of mine that were just taking the bar. And I said, what if we arrange a pregnant woman in the HOV lane to get stopped? And then the court would have to rule whether or not there were 2 people in the car or 1 people in the car.
Right.
And then that would set a precedent.
Yeah.
It'd just be a traffic court precedent, but it would be interesting.
Yep. And the other thing I have for you real quick is, I don't know if you saw this week, but Dr. Kevin O'Connor pled the Fifth.
Yeah.
That's one of those things where you kind of, you're pleading when you're not pleading. You're answering the question without answering.
Taking the Fifth basically means, hey, I'm not going to help you in your investigation of me. I am not going to speak to you without advice from my counsel. And right now, the best advice I have is not to talk to you. So I'm not going to talk to you. So I don't want to. It's easy, I think, for us to go, oh, well, he's all, all bound up by this situation, and he doesn't want to lie. He doesn't want any extra scrutiny. So what they do is give him some sort of immunity.
And I saw this clip of him where some street said something about him, whatever, or something, and he pauses, and then he smiles and he mumbles something about they think he said, I don't know who the press secretary is. I mean, Gene, there are people that said, hey, could we go back and take him for president? They would say yes.
Oh, yeah. Those are really, really dumb people.
Well, and the thing is, oh, well, Trump, 34 felonies. And like I always say, and if anyone
Name one.
tonight with that,
Name one.
name them. Name them all. Name all 34, just so you can show how stupid that thing was. When even people like Dershowitz were saying it was a stupid case.
Yeah.
Oh, 34 felonies. Well, list them.
Yeah.
List them. You won't do it. You know? They
Right.
don't do it because they know how stupid it was.
Right.
But there's actually people who would rather have Joe Biden, the status he is in right now, than Donald Trump and all the winning that's going on. I mean, it's just been great.
Yeah, and I
the thing
think
is, they can like him and not like him, but they get to enjoy the success.
yeah, well, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm willing to convince people 10 years down the road. Hey, remember when we had the orange guy and things seem to be doing, and like I was saying with Van, a little bit more of this, and I think we'll say, I don't know if we ever had a president before this guy, because he is doing so much. I mean, he's doing 10 times what our first 100 days. We're out of that now. But man alive, did he knock out a whole bunch of stuff.
Yep. It's just been phenomenal. And, for him to be able to keep up at this age and all that he's doing, I mean, it's just amazing watching him action. I get tired. I forget who it was. I actually saw someone on the news saying she gets tired of watching him because, just imagining all the stuff he does.
Yeah, it's all high energy stuff. And he's almost 80. So I want to be like that. So if he's, he's taking the methylene blue from our friend Robert F. Kennedy, whatever he's taking, I want access to it because that's working.
Yeah, I told Kev this on Friday, kind of a different subject, but they, I followed that station up in Philadelphia, and I actually, contribute sometimes to it. And they were talking about Shapiro, talking about how the beautiful bill is going to take away food from kids and everything, and that's actually true. But the context of it is because in the state of Pennsylvania or the Commonwealth, they have such bad waste and fraud that if you're above 6%, you take a hit.
Yeah.
So all Shapiro's got to do is get his own state's program back in line and have up to 6% fraud in waste.
Yeah.
And nothing happens. But they don't tell you that part, Gene.
No, because that would put scrutiny on them.
Kids being kicked off of Medicaid and little grannies.
Yeah, illegals.
I'll
tell you and everybody else's story. I had a guy that was a referral from my father to my office, a guy that was involved in a personal injury thing. And afterwards, he said, "Do you take Medicaid?" And this guy was healthier than me. And I said, no, it's still on it. Which is not to say a lot that don't know why they're still on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody else ever asked the question.
Yep.
Like, are you sure?
But that's right. When all you got to do is get 6% waste, you can still waste one of every $16, and you're good.
Yeah.
I mean, that. Name me a business that could survive like that,
None. That's why it's a difference. That's why when you pick these things in the realm of a private enterprise, they happen because those people have to do it and show a profit.
Yep. Well, Gene, that's all I got for right now. Let's let other people jump on, but I'm catching the 7 o'clock hour.
All right. Well, we should have some interesting folks. I expect that. And we're going to jump right to the phones and say, hey, caller, how are you?
Well, hey, Gene.
Hey, what's going on there, Ed?
Not a bunch. Listen, going back to Van, Van talked about the Texas flood, and you mentioned my phone call. My phone call was not so much aimed at Trump. I was pointing out that we have absolutely no business allowing people to build on a floodplain, because this is what you get.
Well, gosh, that's the same thing with all the low wards in New Orleans. When Katrina came through, I was living in Atlanta at the time. But all the decent land, all the high land, already has houses on it. But there's a desire, and in a noble desire, to create low-income housing, and the only things that are left, places you can build, are in the shadows of a levee, which is the worst place that you need to build new housing. but we do it.
Yeah, but in the state of Texas, I think Texas has enough land.
Well, yeah, Texas
You
is,
don't
it's
need
a
to
it's a
build
whole
it.
other country. So that was a mistake. But when we had our 1,000-year flood, I have friends that they had their former marital house on Low Street, and they had since upgraded, but were renting out their former marital house. It got soaked to the roof line, and then the city of Columbia said, "Oh, we've redrawn the flood maps. You can't rebuild here."
Good.
And so, well, good if you compensate them for it, not good if it's a taking. But somehow we decided it was reasonable to be a taking, and they lost, $250,000 to somewhere between $250,000 and $500,000.
Well,
and that's not.
I do believe.
All right, hold on, Ed. Hold on, Ed. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. Got a whole bunch of people on deck, but we're going to finish up with Ed in the next segment. You're listening to Garrett, America's radio show, here only on The Point and Rumble and YouTube and these other places.
W264DF. Grills, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, summer sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107 The Point.
With SRN News, I'm Jason Walker. Violence in a Kentucky church today. 2 women have been shot and killed in a spree that began when a state trooper was shot and wounded. After shooting the trooper, the suspect then carjacked the vehicle and fled to the church, where he began shooting. 2 other people were also wounded in the church. The suspect later was shot and killed by Lexington police officers. Texas officials have paused the search for flood victims along the Guadalupe River due to very heavy rains and new high water warnings today. Ukraine's security agency says it has taken out 2 Russian aid service of Ukraine. Says the suspects were killed after resisting arrest. The agency linked them to the man and woman and the murder of a major colonel. This is SRN News.
Your home deserves more than builder-grade floors. At Carpet One, we offer high-quality hardwoods, luxury vinyl, and custom area rugs that make every room feel beautiful. We're proud to be locally owned with 2 Columbia locations, showrooms next to Riverbank Zoo and over in West Columbia. Stop by, no appointment needed, and see why homeowners trust Carpet One for flooring, installation, and excellent customer service.
Hi, it's Mary Catherine
and Thomas from Louisiana Purchase, inviting you to start your day sweet with beignets and coffee from 9 to 11.
Treat yourself to lunch at Louisiana Purchase and find one-of-a-kind gifts you won't see anywhere else.
Stop by Cypress Market for gourmet meats, cheeses, fine wines, and ready-to-go items.
Give your weddings, graduations, holidays, and office parties Southern flair with our catering and custom charcuterie.
Visit Louisiana Purchase, your taste of the South, all in one stop.
LouisianaPurchase.com.
Okay, no, I was thinking Pat McGowan.
Yeah, from The Prisoner. From The Prisoner.
Yeah, I know. I remember. I remember him.
Well, how about this? I've been there. I've been to Port Marion, Wales, and the Port Marion Botanical is our pattern at our house.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. But anyway, getting back, I do believe that in compensation, I believe that the government should pay people who have in good faith built in a flood-prone area, but at the time it was zoned for
right. It was correctly zoned for the risk that was there. They assess the risk and they devalued the property to zero. So they should be on the court.
Yeah.
They should have to condemn it and pay what market value of the thing should have been.
Yeah, but people whose houses are at the beach and they're rebuilding on what the
failure. They rebuild on the failure.
What we've told them is a hurricane, sea level rise, puts their house in danger. We owe them nothing.
Yeah, well, the problem is national flood insurance is not insurance. In a national flood insurance program, it has the hallmarks of insurance, but it is not. It's actually a welfare program for rich people that want to live at the beach. And I'm cool with people living in the beach. And one of the things that really chafes me is I grew up in a middle class neighborhood. All the houses were built in the 50s. And no kidding, one out of every family in my street, they had a house at the beach. And frequently that was a block house, 2 or 3 rows back, but they had a place at the beach. But churning and property tax agent gobbled up those houses. So instead of being a middle class experience, now it's it's a big deal. I mean, we had neighbors that spent the whole summer at the beach. Kids were out of school, mom didn't have to work. You could do that.
Yeah, that's because the beachfront is limited.
Right, but here's another thing.
Beachfront remains the same.
Since we realize that building these houses at the beach is a loser, and you could never get a mortgage unless you had national flood insurance, say, all right, here's the deal: you got to build your house out of concrete and steel. It has to be able to survive a Cat 5 storm or surge. Those are the rules. If you can't do it, you can't do it. So don't do it. I mean, we could fix it. I mean, I don't want to keep lock people out of the beach by making it even more expensive. But, if we could duck out of federal flood insurance, it would be worth it.
Yeah, well, we should be helping people rebuild
for the fifth time.
Yeah.
It's just too expensive. It's just too expensive.
Yeah.
It's just too expensive.
Yeah.
And so if you can't afford to self-insure, you probably shouldn't build. That's reasonable. It's already full of rich people. Just make it richer rich people.
Yeah. Anyway, back to what Van said.
Well, how about this? Ed? What does it say about a man like Van who felt like he was too hypercritical and maybe got too wrapped up in personalities? He calls and apologizes, throws himself, and says, "Hey, look, I goofed this up. I shouldn't have done it."
Yeah, I like Van.
No, but I mean good. But that's pretty much everybody calling this thing. Like, oh yeah, that was a little hyperbolic. I should have kept my mouth shut on that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But anyway, what he said about now it's not time to talk about the Texas flood. No, this is exactly the time to talk about it. Because then when we
once the funeral's all over, it starts running away from us. We stop thinking about it.
As time passes, people forget why it's not a good idea to build in a flood plain.
Right.
And the next thing you know, we've got something like Green Diamond.
Yeah. Well, gosh,
the Green Diamond project.
And I think and all those people would be dead if we had a 1,000-year flood after the development. All those people would be dead. Every one of those people would be dead. So
maybe not. Maybe that's a little.
90% of those people would be dead. Those people would have been flooded out. And I'm trying to think of her name, but there's Elise. She's the mayor of Elise Parton. She's the mayor of Casey, and the whole reason for all this was because the Green Diamond inclusive almost came to fruition. I mean, it was if it had gone through, it would have been a mistake. It would have been
a disaster.
Right.
Yeah.
So hey, look, we need to be there because we can't trust these other people. That's right, and put some of our people in.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about was the Jeffrey Epstein client list.
Yeah, 100%. Now we gotta release Ghislaine Jizzy Maxwell then, because evidently she's in jail for sex trafficking children to nobody.
Yeah,
I mean that's the deal. She's the only one that got some hint of justice. No, you're totally right with this thing. It's a nightmare, but I have a suspicion, and I'm gonna reveal that suspicion in a little bit. Their choice. You can release the Epstein files, or you can take the Brotherhood of Nations and subtract one name from it. That it's those two things are congruent, because we're going to find out that it was an operation, that it was a blackmail operation. And I've asked this question on socialist media. How many cruise missiles should we launch into a country's capital if we found out that they were behind the Epstein operation? So how many should we launch into their capital if we find out that another nation state was responsible for the Epstein operation?
I kind of think you're overthinking this, Gene. I think.
Would you give anybody? Would you give a brother-in-law any money if you found out he was running a blackmail ring? Even if it's your brother-in-law and his wife's got cancer and all the kids got cancer and he's got cancer, would you give that person any money to make their burden lighter if you found out they were running a blackmail child sex ring in the United States?
I wouldn't give anyone any money.
Right. And some of these nation states require the American largesse to survive.
Overthinking it. As usual, Gene, I think you're overthinking it. I think Pam Bondi, when she said she had the Epstein client list on her desk next to her, was telling the truth. Then said, there is no Epstein client list. I think she was telling the truth then, because since she said she had it on her desk right next to her, I think she got a call from the White House, and then she said, oops, okay. She put that file in a burn bag, and poof, it was gone.
Well, I don't think
so there was no Epstein. There is no Epstein client list anymore because of someone's name who was on it.
Well,
and if you don't believe,
how about this? I'm willing to have law enforcement review and catalog all those tens of thousands of horrible tapes, identifying the individuals involved and going that way. I don't need a list. I don't need a black book. I'm willing to put law enforcement watching the tapes.
I do. I think she promised it. She, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, they all promised it.
Vice President Vance, he promised it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a horrible, horrible failure. And I'm sorry
if anyone wants to tell me that, like Mark Thiessen on the Fox News Sunday today, when Williams suggested that
Juan Williams is back on Fox.
Yes,
I did not know that. When he got canned by PBS, I thought he was gone forever.
Good grief. Good grief, that was forever ago.
Well, I mean, I haven't had television in the house for 16 years because it's garbage.
One is their token liberal, and Mark Thiessen said, when Juan Williams said that Trump's name might be on it, Mark Thiessen goes, huh, sure.
Well, how about this? How about this, Ed?
Mark, prove it to me that he's not.
You can't prove a negative, and Ed, you know that. The other thing is, if it was already out there in the ether, I think the same former head of the FBI, Comey, the same all those bad actors that they would have released it.
No, Kevin brought that up.
No, I'm serious. I think that would be it.
I'll tell you what I told him.
What?
I think Biden didn't allow it to be released because Bill Clinton's name is on it too.
Whose name?
Bill Clinton.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
He's on the client list.
Oh, I'm
but
sure.
I think Donald Trump's name is too. And anyone that wants to tell me otherwise, I have.
Find the book. That's right. That's a good thing, Ed.
Just look at.
All right, we're hitting the wall here, Ed. I'm going to let you go. We're going to pick up our next one for the new segment. So we'll be right back with our next friend, 803-799-8255.
People hear me talking about Broker Solar and how much I like Ken and his team. They ask, hey, can I really trust this guy, Kev? Let me tell you two things. Number one, Ken and Broker Solar are legit. I've known Ken's family for 20 plus years. Seriously, these are local, ethical people. They're not going anywhere, and they do things the right way. Number two, Broker Solar is so different than these stereotypes we've heard about in the solar industry. There's no signs on the yard making stupid promises they can't keep. There's no door knockers trying to pressure you at your own door. Ken and Broker Solar will tell you the truth, what it'll cost, and how your solar power investment will pay off. See, we can't pick our power companies. Broker Solar gives you a chance to take some control over your power bill, and I like that, and so should you. Online, it's brokersolar.com, and seriously, reach out to Ken and these folks. It could really make a difference in your quality of life. Brokersolar.com, empowering you so you're not powerless.
Are you looking for free checking and free savings? Dave Ramsey here, telling you to go see my friends at Palmetto Citizens Federal Credit Union. They're not a mega bank that's so big they lose the ability to treat you like a human being. At Palmetto Citizens, you're not just a number, you're a member. Join today at any of their 14 locations or at palmettocitizens.org. Federally insured by the NCUA.
If you've never had genuine Wagyu or Hereford steaks and burgers, you don't know what you're missing. Time to order the best of the best from HandJCattle.com. These are local farmers in Saluda where tradition meets quality. The best quality beef and a discount for Point listeners. Enter keyword The Point as one word and get 10% off, plus free delivery in Lexington and Richland County orders of $50 or more. It's cooked in season over at HandJCattle.com.
And we're going to go right to the calls and say, hey, caller, how are you?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on there, Tim? What's the leader of democracy doing it on a stormy weekend?
Yeah, hanging in there. I just want to follow up on Ed and, there's good information there. You know something, though, Gene?
Uh-huh.
In reality, to be honest about it, the only reason why Donald Trump is president of the United States now because there wasn't a viable third choice.
No, because there wasn't a viable second choice. Our Democrat friends picked remember, Kamala Lama Ding Dong, she won 0 electoral votes when she was running for president. She ran in the Democrat Party primary and got 0 votes. The voters decided, we don't want that woman. We don't want her. And but they were like, Sleepy Joe, how bad can he be? He was president under sainted leader, dear President Obama. He can't be too bad. Well, he was dead essentially, and that's unfortunate. And I'm not a kick him when he's down type of guy, but you stumbled over him.
Yeah. Okay. Now we all know Kamala was bad, and so I'm saying that she was so bad that that made Donald Trump look normal, so people had no choice.
Yeah, exactly. She was so bad that Trump looked normal.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that is, she was so bad that people could not vote for her.
Yeah, all stuff she stood for. But anyways, Donald Trump. The fact is, Donald Trump is a supernaturally corrupted, wicked man, and just take off from
man, I'm gonna get you and my best friend together, and y'all can talk about it because he believes the same thing, and he's a genius like you. So that's not an totally unpopular opinion. It's just one that I don't agree with, and that's okay.
I'm calling it is. Let's see it. I think Debbie and Van and David signed this. Y'all need to put the big girls and big boy pants on and realize that they stop falling for this cult mentality and.
But something's Tim, something's happening. Gas is cheaper than it's been in the last 4.5 years. And we don't talk about eggs anymore. We don't talk about a bunch of stuff. And this is a crazy thing. Have you seen the videos from California major city highways?
Well, no, true, but
well, I mean, it's sort of interesting to watch somebody drive on the 105 or the 101, and again, I don't know all these things, and to have it be almost naked, like you could walk across 16 lanes of stuff and actually make it all the way across.
Well, not all true, but okay, let's say that was true. Okay, let's say that was true, everything you're saying. So you mean you want to trade all that cheap gas and stuff for an autocratic dictator, a dangerous psychopath, a king? I mean, basically, Donald Trump is a king because because of the inept, because right now he's a de facto king because of the inept cowardice of punks.
The Supreme Court following the law, those people?
Yeah.
The Supreme Court following the law?
Well, no, they're not really. They're scared. I mean, now, okay, you and I know, and everybody out there now. I mean, I guess maybe I'm.
No, tariffs are rocking and rolling now. I forget who it was. I think it was on Say NANA, but one of the wizards of smart in the economic realm said, I think we're just wrong. I think we got skunked. The tariffs might be the way to go.
No, tariffs not the way to go. I'm telling you this too. So you mean to tell me you think Donald Trump? I mean, I can't imagine anybody out there with a brain of a cockroach is seriously going to be honest.
Talk about all those cockroaches that work for Georgetown Steel. They're going to be going 3 shifts a day soon because the pig iron from China is not going to be available on the market.
This is all just a facade. It's temporary.
Hey, look, I remember. Here's the thing. I remember in all these small towns in South Carolina, I remember when there was one plant that kept every small town afloat. I remember all these textile mills, and now they're gone. They've cut the buildings out, removed the machinery, and those big plots of land are now housing developments. It destroyed South Carolina, destroyed North Carolina, destroyed North Georgia, destroyed Eastern Tennessee, and I don't think it was worth it.
They're not coming back.
I don't think it was worth it.
Exactly, it wasn't.
No, that's right. So let's fix it. We've got somebody willing to fix the problem. Let's fix the problem.
Donald Trump's not willing to fix anything. Donald Trump only thinks like
well, here's a thing that I want you to think you. Okay, tell me. His ego is so psychopathic. Right, psychopathic.
Yeah.
He's got a psychopathic ego, right? So he has to succeed so that he can maintain his personality. So guess what he's going to do? He's going to succeed because he cannot, Yeah, it's one thing to be a billionaire. It's another thing to be president of the United States. He's been given another shot at this. He's been given another shot at this. His ego will not allow him nor the country to fail. So it's going to be a win.
Oh no, no, I'm sorry, but your analysis is incorrect, man. First of all, you know, he's a psychopath.
All right.
Psychopath, and he lined himself with all yes men. So even if even if there's a problem, nobody's gonna have the courage to tell him, and he's not gonna listen to him anyways. So therefore, Donald Trump sold his destruction in the very beginning. He already doomed himself from day one. Now you gotta think this guy interfering with Brazil now. He's interfering with the Brazil legal system. Brazil is trying to put Bolsonaro in jail for long. Donald Trump is threatening them with a tariff that if they put him in jail, he's going to raise.
Right. It's a privilege to trade with the United States. If you do bad things, we're not going to trade it. We're not going to trade with you at the standard market rate. There's going to be a cost.
Dr. G, how's it bad putting a country putting their criminal in jail? How's that bad? I mean, who does Donald Trump think?
But it's just like the little tyrant in Ukraine, the one that's out of his term of office. They arrested Orthodox priests. They said you couldn't speak the Russian language. They yanked a whole bunch of people, took over all the media in the country. Now his party owns all the media. Jailed his political opponents. Those are not people that we should support, and we shouldn't support them in Brazil either.
Well, that's what Bolsonaro was, man. He jailed his competitor too.
Yeah, I mean that's what the third world tin pot dictators do, and we should not give them equal footing with our friends in other, like our Canadian friends. Of course, they should pay more than our Canadian friends.
Well, Brazil is not a third world country, and
well, neither is Canada.
Okay. Because guess what?
But sometimes they act that way.
Well, guess who? Yeah, Trump said that. Only because Trump said it. And guess what? Guess who's going to get screwed if you put that tariff on Brazil? The
Brazilians?
The American consumer coffee drinker.
Hey, look, I have done the Chinese plastic. I have done the shopping at the biggest big box store where nothing there is made in the United States. I've already done it, and it wasn't worth it. It was a mistake. We should have kept our tools made in America. We should have kept our industry in the United States of America. And every time we said, hey, slave labor, it's not that we have a problem with slave labor. We just don't want to see it. It's okay if y'all do it over there.
Donald Trump is not for America, man. I mean, he got y'all a fool, man. This man is for nobody but his own cronies and lining his own pockets. He's usually a big, fuzzy, folksy words to trick the poor man on the Appalachian and stuff, you know. But he don't give a rat's behind America, man.
Well, I would disagree with you, and that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I'll tell you what. Okay, just a couple of weeks ago now, everybody's talking about the dynamic duel of Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Okay, now they can't stand each other. And you're saying,
well, you know, Elon Musk is sort of. Have you seen any of the video from the White House? Have you seen any of the video of the White House with Elon Musk in it? Like Elon Musk, the second that he gets bored with what's in front of him, he starts looking around the room and almost dancing, trying to occupy his brain. He's not. It's not a normal thing, and that's okay.
Yeah, right. He's disturbed too. Exactly. Both of them are disturbed, and now.
Yeah, but one is a super genius who's going to get us to Mars. The other one is. Yeah, we're going to get to Mars. That's what all this stuff that the robots. That's about Mars. The Boring Company, that's about Mars.
We're not going to Mars.
Yeah, we're going to Mars. We're going to Mars.
You must be a lot of people killed.
Yeah, okay, but we're going to Mars.
I can't imagine them busting down doing thermodynamics or elasticity.
Yeah, well, they're going to do it. They're going to turn the moon into a Mars base and launch it. They're going to cheaply get the stuff to the moon and then launch it from the moon. What?
So you told the company been around about 2 decades, or NASA hardcore experience of 60, almost 70 years.
Hey, just remember just what happened with NASA and the space shuttle. We had to go beg the Soviets, former Soviets. All right, I'm going to let you go, Tim. We got 2 more people on deck. We want to get them right at the beginning of the new hour. But we'll be right back after this.
Experience South Carolina's printing powerhouse. Professional Printers is your trusted partner, bringing over 30 years of expertise in print and graphics. From digital printing to web and sheet-fed solutions, we handle it all with a team of over 100 dedicated professionals. Locally owned and operated, we have 2 locations in the Midlands and serve our customers with pride, ensuring top-notch service and quality in every project. We do it all, including storage and promotional products. Visit ProPrinters.com and elevate your printing experience with us.
The top international business school in the country is here in Columbia, and you can hear directly from the Darla Moore School. Join me, Casey Whitener, for more impact, phenomenal guests, and work that impacts our community and our state. Every Tuesday at 9 a.m. on 100.7 The Point.
You've got the power to take control of how your energy works for you, the power to use less energy without giving up comfort. Dominion Energy has tools, tips, and programs to help you save your way. Get started at dominionenergy.com/savings.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
Grills, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces. Summer sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107 The Point.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Jason Walker. 2 people have been shot and killed, 2 more wounded when a gunman opened fire today at a church in Lexington, Kentucky. Police then shot and killed the gunman. Earlier, the suspect had shot and wounded a state trooper. European Union holding off on tariffs on the United States, at least for a while.
The European Union was set to impose retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods on Monday, but European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen says after receiving a letter from President Donald Trump announcing new tariffs of 30% on August 1st, the EU has decided to hold off on those countermeasures until August 1st.
We have always been very clear that we prefer a negotiated solution. This remains the case, and we will use the time that we have now till the 1st of August. And on the second track, since the very beginning, we have worked and now are ready to respond with countermeasures.
The EU is the United States' biggest trading partner and the world's largest trading bloc. I'm Donna Warder.
Also at townhall.com, economist Steve Moore predicting Americans will soon be able to see the true impact of the president's ambitious legislation.
It's an enormous victory for growth, for prosperity. I don't like everything in it, but I'd say that this is one of the biggest conservative victories in the 30 or so years I've been in Washington.
He says the big, beautiful bill will make America prosperous again.
I mean, I could go on for a half hour. This is a very powerful bill, and I think it's going to cause a big burst of prosperity.
Texas officials have paused the search for flood victims along the Guadalupe River because of more heavy rain and new high water warnings and concerns earlier today. The death count stands at 129, nearly 170 still missing. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, Rhett Rasmussen of BestHotGrill.com. Step up your grilling game with our Solaire portable infrared grills. Our compact everywhere is a favorite of RVers and trailer pullers. Solaire infrared provides the quick sear for bar marks and texture needed to properly finish sous vide. Use a portable alongside your larger conventional grill to create an instant sear zone and more juicy and flavorful food. Learn more at BestHotGrill.com. Affordable, powerful, portable infrared grills at BestHotGrill.com.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and if you want to do business with a company that actually stands for something, switch to Pure Talk. I did. Sure, I appreciate being on America's most dependable 5G network with unlimited talk and text for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is Pure Talk's commitment to our military and to our skilled workforce. That matters to me. Save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Community organizations helping the city respond after 27 people treated in what's been described as a mass overdose in Baltimore. Here's Tasha Stevens.
Meanwhile, police continue searching for the source of the drugs and whoever distributed them. The incident happened Thursday in the Penn North neighborhood, an area long known to be an open-air drug market. Fire officials say 7 people were in critical condition. 15 others were in serious but not life-threatening condition. The mayor's office launched a neighborhood stabilization response, which consists of canvassing a 4-block area to coordinate follow-up efforts in the coming weeks. Tasha Stevens reporting.
1 year ago today in Butler, Pennsylvania, President Trump wounded in that assassination attempt. How much has he changed from that experience? Well, close observers say Mr. Trump is really pretty much the same, although he sees signs that his brush with death did change him, maybe just a bit. Breaking news and analysis, townhall.com. Well, the president's sweeping domestic law leaving states and localities free of continuing regulating AI systems. State leaders were pleased, but American Global Strategy CEO Alexander Gray says that approach may hinder America's race for AI dominance.
If you have this patchwork of state regulations on AI, you're ultimately going to have an environment that's not conducive to the number one goal, which is winning the AI race against the Chinese Communist Party.
And he says it is a race.
You know, we thought with ChatGPT, with OpenAI, with Meta, with some of our other innovative companies in this space, Google, we thought we had a lead that was, I don't want to say insurmountable, but we thought we were much farther ahead of China than we actually are.
More on these stories at townhall.com.
In the Midlands, more and more home improvement companies, plumbers, pest control, and now even roofing companies being bought up by those out-of-state venture capital groups. Sure, the trucks may have familiar logos, the workers might be local, but the decisions, no. They're coming from boardrooms several states away from executives that have never set foot in your neighborhood, maybe not even in our city. That's why I always recommend Bergen, because they are truly your neighborhood roofer. Now, I would also recommend the first question every homeowner should ask, who actually owns this company? At Bergen Roofing, they've been locally owned and operated for decades. They don't answer to investors or follow scripts from some out-of-town bigwigs. They answer to their customers right here in the Midlands. So before you sign a contract with a company that looks local but isn't, think twice. When it comes to protecting your home, trust a team that's rooted in our community. Trust Bergen, still local, still reliable, still here, and committed to doing things the right way, the local way, the Bergen way. Call Bergen, your neighborhood roofer. 798-ROOF. That's 798-ROOF.
All right, great people. Gene Garris here, and that's the tail end of the normal bumper music. We supplanted it, but we're going to go right to the phones and say, hey, caller, how are you?
Good evening.
Hey, what's going on there, David? This is like the
I'm
show
fine,
of David's.
No, it's not. Nope.
Okay, all right.
The other one don't count. The other one don't count.
All right, well, he's probably going to call back in, so that's okay.
Well, that's our problem. Actually, at least he showed a degree of honesty. He actually went as far as dehumanizing his own child by referring to the child as a tax deduction.
Well, I think that's sort of a joking thing because there's two of them, and when you have two little people, without regard to,
it's still dehumanizing. Shows where his heart is. Shows where his soul is.
Okay, that's probably a bridge too far there, David. But that's okay.
Well,
you can
I'm
have
going to go all the way across that bridge.
You can have all sorts of ideas. And I have crazy ideas, so
And these
it's
people,
not a problem.
you guys do. These people that call in and make reference to people that are disagreeing with what the current president is doing it out of hate. And no, it's reality, and reality is out of love, because we love our country and we love our Constitution, and we hate what this person is doing to both of them.
Well, that's why once it goes to the Supreme Court, we're cool on the constitutional issues. That's a great thing.
No. The Supreme Court in and of itself is showing that it too is corrupt.
Okay.
They messed up the whole damn thing.
Now, how did they mess it up?
They messed it up by making people uncertain about their liberties, making people afraid to leave their homes, having people look over their shoulder, got people given permission to attack any and everybody that they want to, while covering their face and covering their ID, and not even presenting ID, saying that proving that they are authority.
For me, David, I want the cops. I want the cops, especially our local ones. I want them to be outfitted like our great, wonderful Clemson Tigers and the folks at USC. I want their names in 6-inch letters across the back of their uniform. And I want it on their plate carrier or their vest carrier. I don't want you to be able to cover it up. It's too important, and it's too important to be accountable. But if you dox one of these federal agents and Trinde Aragua shows up at their house, we got a problem. And that is a foreseeable, that's a foreseeable eventuality, and we need to hedge against it.
That's ignorant behind scare tactics, and a bunch of fools are believing.
There's no ignorance there. So it just means that
I am 70 years old, and I've not had to. I'm 70 years old, and I've lived in this country all but maybe 4 or 5 years of that 70 years, and I have never seen masked people come up and arrest people.
Right. So that's I agree with you on the masking thing. I agree with you. I want to take it further. I want their names identifiable at 300 feet. I want them to know exactly that it was Officer Smith that did this to me or did this to that other person. I want them to be super accountable. But I also want to protect their families. So if they have to be moved in from other parts of the country,
if they are so concerned about their family's safety, maybe they should respect the law, respect the Constitution, and respect we the people. And if they can't do that, then they don't need to be in that business.
Well,
they don't need to be given license to just stop anybody that they want to.
Well, based on the Supreme Court, they got it.
That ain't damn the Supreme Court.
Okay. You know, that can be a position, but the rest of the country probably disagrees with you on that one.
I swore to defend the Constitution of the United States of America.
How many times have you done it? How many times have you done it?
I continue to do it. I'm doing it right now.
By talking, yeah, that's great. But how many times did you do it and made a change?
I hope that I'm making a change now. I'm hoping that
somebody's
wake
listening
up and realize that David, even though you call him this and you call him that, liberal this and libtard that, whatever.
Whoa! Don't put that on me.
I'm not talking about you, Gene. Gene. Now you know we've talked long enough.
Yeah, we know each other.
The term you, I'm speaking of the universal you. And
you all.
Well. Yeah, I can say you people like Ross Perot, too.
Yeah, that's okay. Ross Perot was correct in that.
But no, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was. He was like 1,000 years old. That's how he talked.
Okay, yeah. It's culture. It's culture for him. Okay, I'll go with that. And it's like we need to be moving forward in a positive way where we all benefit. Not some political ideology. And most of these people, they don't know what the hell they are anyway.
Well, I mean,
most
gosh,
of them actually, you know what most of them are, Gene? Most of them are cowards.
Oh, 100%. Ready for this? I'll give you this. So I'll give you this one as a freebie. You know how they said Hillary Clinton has a 99% chance of getting elected? That was all about voter suppression. The whole reason they did that for the weeks leading up to the election was to have conservative people, the conservative voice, the Republican folks in 2016 to go, oh, well, he can't win, so I'm not going to wait out in the rain to do it. That's what it's about.
Kamala Harris was also blacklisted. She was blacklisted by people from her own community.
Who?
Mostly,
who blacklisted her?
Kamala Harris.
No, but who blacklisted her?
The right blacklisted her, and then the ignorant behind people on the left from her own community, the black community.
Who blacklisted her?
Blacklisted her.
Who? I mean,
intentionally. Didn't I just tell you the two groups? Didn't I just mention two groups?
Right. But how did that manifest? I don't remember her ever being turned down for any opportunity to speak. Heck, if she came to Columbia, I'd be in the audience. If President Obama came to the Columbia, I'd be in the audience. If Joe Biden came, I would be in the audience.
Kamala Harris was attacked in similar manners that Barack Obama was attacked, but Barack Obama was able to overcome that. I hear people get on the media and they speak as if Kamala Harris is the dumbest person in the United States of America. The lady is she came with her, and she came presenting her credentials, and they were still disrespected.
Well,
just like when I listen to right-wing media, and they talk about people of color that are in positions of influence, like the Jasmine Crockett types. They speak of her in an insulting, belittling manner, knowing that lady.
All right, David, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to say something good about Jasmine Crockett right when we get back. But I'm going to let you go. We got other people on deck. We'll talk about Jasmine in the next deal and bring our next caller on.
Hey, honey, I just picked up your dad's meds at True Pharmacy.
Great. I hate that he can't read the small print on the bottles anymore.
No worries. John put on new Script Talk labels.
What's that?
It's a special label on your dad's prescription bottles that comes with a little listening device. And when he puts the bottle on it, the device reads the whole prescription label out loud.
Wow. How much does that cost?
That's the best part. Script Talk is free. True Pharmacy, the pharmacy that truly cares. Come see us at our new location at 623 Beltline Boulevard or Triangle Pharmacy in West Columbia.
Hi, we're Glenn and Melanie Matthews, your neighborhood partners from Modern Exterminating. Since 1955, we've shielded your homes from unwanted guests.
Corporate giants, door knockers, startups.
No competition for our 3 generations of trust and expertise in pest control.
Choose local, choose family, choose peace of mind.
Experience the Modern Exterminating difference. Call 803-765-2315 or visit pestfreesc.com today.
We are Modern Exterminating. It's your home and it's our mission.
How does a car repair shop last in business for over 50 years like Sudeth Automotive? By providing affordable, reliable, and honest auto repair. But if you ask them, they'll tell you it's their loyal customers who come back time and time again to entrust them with their car repairs, well-trained technicians, service packages, and monthly specials. Isn't it time you become a customer? Call or come by at 1410 North Millwood Avenue or make an appointment at SudethAuto.com.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia, your premium cigar retailer in South Carolina. We're constantly restocking our favorite brands and always getting new things in for you to try. If you're new in town, we pride ourselves on being the friendliest hangout in town. Come on in and check us out. You're still at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard in the same plaza as the Melting Pot. And if you're new at cigar smoking, one of our friendly staff members can walk you through the humidor and find something you'll like. So stop by Colonial Village in Columbia.
I can't go for that. What's going on there, super caller? Hey, what's going on there, Nick?
I'm good, man. Just trying to wade through the filibuster there.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Wait.
Wait. So what I wanted to say about Jasmine Crockett? Jasmine Crockett is a very attractive woman who speaks better than I do, speaks better than you do, but she has adopted this weird sort of highly colloquial way of talking because it seems to sell with her base, not because that's who she is. She's actually, really on the ball, but she's faking it in a negative way.
Yeah, I've heard different versions of her. It's kind of like AOC, but
yeah. When she gets all Spanglishy, yeah. When she gets all animated,
gets into her deep, dark, ethnic background. But anyway, yeah, I had a few points. Yeah, and I think, like Ed says, we're all just overthinking it. Yeah, we're overthinking it.
I don't think so. I think I'm thinking it right on. The reason there's a choice. The two things cannot exist together. So the chief executive of the country made a choice. And I want the bad actors. I want the people that hurt children. I want them to go under the dungeon. Unfortunately, some of those people are the movers and shakers in the country. But, I'm also a guy that believed the Pizzagate thing was real. I just can't believe that President of the United States ordered $53,000 in pizza. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. I mean, the point I'm making about overthinking it is it's kind of like, it's a nice catchphrase. It's like existential threat. It's like threat to democracy. It's like monarchy. When people say you're overthinking
no kings, no kings.
Yeah. What they're trying to say is just believe what I believe and shut up. That's kind of
right.
what they're trying
Trust
to
me.
say. So
Trust me.
That's my thing on the overthinking it. But my thing, overthinking a little bit of it here, is I think, there is a list, maybe not on paper. There's a way to track everything. Okay, and I think everything has been tracked. And
well, how about this? How about this, Nick? If you went there, if you visited his Lolita Island on the Lolita Express, that's good enough for me. You should not be tolerated in polite society, and we should do an investigation. And if the investigation says, hey, you participated in this, we need to kick you to the curb and maybe kick you a little bit more when you're on the curb. But these people need their comeuppance. These people need to be punished. We have laws against this. And again, if a nation state participated in this for some blackmail ring, how many cruise missiles should we launch into their capital? I'm thinking 50.
Yeah, and I'm getting there. I'm just trying to cover it because, as somebody's pointed out multiple times, Jeffrey Epstein didn't just have an island. He had an island. He had the most expensive residence in New York City.
Uh-huh.
He also had a
ranch
another house, a ranch somewhere. Yeah. And the funny thing is the only places really the only place that got investigated was the island. I mean, so, we can go to Mar-a-Lago and go through, the First Lady's underwear drawer, but we can't go to New York City and ransack an apartment or go look at a ranch. We can only go to an island
right
that's been sanitized. And the thing that bothers me is, the thing that bothers, I'll stick to the Epstein thing first, and then I'll say, because the Epstein thing is a big ball of stuff that nobody wants to touch, because there are sacred cows in our government and they have names, and there are two countries, as David would say and Tim would say and Ed would say, that as much as you think Trump is a dictator, as much as you think Trump is an existential threat to our democracy or our republic, whatever you want to call it, there are two countries in the Middle East that we will never touch, and that is one, Saudi Arabia. We let Osama bin Laden get away under Bush because why? Because they said, hey, put his family on a plane and let them go. Their friends are
with no civilian aircraft in the country. And I don't know if you remember it. It was a big deal to be outside and to hear a jet, and it's always a military jet. I was actually at a Clemson, Georgia Tech game in the high stands right there at Georgia Tech at North Avenue and the downtown connector. And a news helicopter appeared, and the whole crowd went, because we'd not seen a news helicopter in months. and were pre-programmed to
funny thing was-
believe that it was a terrorist-y thing going to happen.
Yeah, that was a funny thing too. There's probably not any chemtrails for a couple of weeks either, but we won't talk about that either. Our cloud seeding going on. But anyway, let's say Saudi Arabia is one of our big.
Yep, House of Saud, and probably not even a legal organization.
Our greatest allies, but the funny thing about Iran is their biggest enemy, and I firmly have been proven this by multiple sources. It's not little Israel. It's not the Jews. It's not the white, brown, Jewish people of the world. They hate them, but that's not their biggest enemy. Their biggest enemy is Saudi Arabia because they don't believe in the same Muhammad. They have two different versions of their religion, and they definitely feel more threatened by Saudi Arabia than they do by tiny little Israel. But the catch to that is the other why we have is tiny little Israel. So like I said, there's two countries that are existential threats, if you want to really be honest about it.
Well, sometimes
Israel.
in Saudi Arabia, things get really stinky for the regular folks, but they can always point to Israel and say, well, gosh, if we weren't here, just think of these people be running the show. They can always go to Israel. Israel becomes the whipping boy of the whole Middle East, right or wrong. But it's a thing. I mean, it's a real thing.
I'm just saying it's convenient to have an enemy that you can always yell about, just like people with Trump arrangements and them. It's always Trump, Trump, Trump.
Yeah.
They can always point at Trump and be the loudest voice in the room. They can always say, well, we're going to come for Israel first and we'll come for you second. If Saudi Arabia attacked Iran, it would be over with. We'll never let it happen.
Yeah.
They won't let it happen. Israel won't let it happen. But I'm just saying there are two countries that have more influence in our government than any other countries on the globe, and that's Saudi Arabia and Israel. And I would like to say anybody prove me wrong, because I would love to be proved wrong.
Yeah, I mean, just that they shut down civil aviation in the country, except to get the Bin Laden kids out of the United States. I mean, that's that sort of special treatment for sure.
And all I'm saying is, if people think that, number one, that this is the first time there's been a pedophile blackmail ring that happened.
Oh, that Roy Cohn. Roy
Yeah,
Cohn. That was he's confessed to it. That's how you get things done. So this is not new.
And all I'm saying is that there's a lot of complicity. Our own intelligence service is probably knee-deep in complicity in it. So my point being that it's been going on. It's going to keep going on. There's a big iceberg, and Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, whose father is buried as a hero in Jerusalem. He was a Mossad hero. So her father, cough, cough, wink, wink, her father, who's a hero in Israel, is buried there. Pretty prime real estate. He must have had something going on, and the prime minister made about 85 trips to visit him or to visit Jeffrey. So there's a to go around, but like you said, it's inconvenient blame, and it'll never,
All right, hold on just for a second. I'm going to give you some support about your complicity. Here, listen to this. I hate it when they do autoplay with commercials. Their skip ad is what we want to do, and there we go.
Push to combat against this issue. Are these power players a priority for us right now? Can we even touch them, or is this a pipe dream that we need to address in the future somehow?
It's like everything. It hides in plain sight. Epstein was hiding in plain sight. We all knew about him. We all knew what he was doing, but we had no.
You did what? You knew? As the wife of a U.S. senator, you knew?
They were afraid of him. For whatever reason, they were afraid of him.
Oh, for whatever reason. That was Cindy McCain. We all knew what he was doing. Well, why didn't you do anything?
Yeah, like I said, in my opinion, he's the tip of the iceberg, and nobody wants to drain the water enough to just show the rest of the iceberg because it's very inconvenient. But like I said, if somebody can prove that there's two entities outside our own government that have more influence than Saudi Arabia with their oil and their politics and Israel with their politics, let me know about it, because I'd love to be proven wrong. But the bottom line to me is, and we love to bash each other about Trump and Biden, but look at New York City, people, because it's not going to be long. You're not going to have to worry about whose church is being outlawed in Ukraine. They're all going to be bowing toward Mecca everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at London. London, New York City will be the new London.
And Ireland, that's my
yeah. Oh gosh. It's so horrible in Northern Ireland, which is not the Republic of Ireland. They were burning, gosh, it's so the fifth.
They burned a pedophile house last week.
Yeah, they might have, and they have burned migrant hotels, and this is bonfire season for Ireland right now, and they even burned a tower that it had refugees on a boat on the top of it because they're so sick of them, and this is a horrible thing. I'll say something that's really horrible, and that is that some people are weapons in themselves. They don't have to do anything else than just be who they are, Nick. And let me run here, and we'll say, hey, caller, how are you?
Dr. Gene, hey, back again.
Oh, my goodness, and we're hitting the wall. I thought we were about to hit the wall before. We just hit the wall. We'll be back with you, David, Profesor de los Ciencias, in just a moment.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
Grills, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces. Summer sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107 The Point.
With SRN News, I'm Jason Walker. 1 year after the assassination attempt against Donald Trump during a campaign rally in Pennsylvania, and the results from various investigations are still coming in. In a report released today, a Senate committee says the Secret Service denied, quote, multiple requests for additional staff, assets, and resources to protect Mr. Trump during the campaign. 2 women have been killed in a Kentucky church in a shooting spree today. It began after a state trooper was shot and wounded. After shooting the trooper, the suspect carjacked a vehicle and fled to the church where the shooting began. The suspect later was killed by police in Lexington. Texas officials pausing the search for flood victims on the Guadalupe after very heavy rains earlier in the day. This is SRN News.
Lots of plumbing companies out there. Few are truly local. Time to discover the difference with Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning. See, when I faced plumbing woes at the Cohen home, Josh and his dedicated team, well, they were my go-to solution. They make a commitment to exceptional service. They arrived on time, clearly detailed all the costs and procedures, and efficiently handled all my repairs without any surprises. These days, how often do we complain about a lack of customer service out there? With Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning, these folks are professional. They're courteous. They're skilled at what they do, and they've earned my trust, and they've earned my recommendation to you. From urgent repairs to the tankless water heater you've always wanted, they've got you covered. Visit franklinplumbing.sc.com or call 799-2222. That's 799-2222. Hey, you tell them Kev sent you from The Point. I'm pretty sure you'll want to thank me later.
Wow, that caught me. And we're going to go right to the phones and say, hey, caller, how are you?
Hey, Gene, it's me again.
All right, good. David, the scientist.
So, first of all, just like when Ed said that Donald Trump said, the actual word, like he went into girls' dressing rooms.
No, that's not what he said.
Showed. No. So just like that, Ed, tell me where Bondi said, I have the list. People were talking about the list, the case, and everything like that. She said, it's on my desk. She never actually said, the list is on my desk. She said the file is, which it contains a lot of stuff in it. We don't know what it contains. But if he thinks they would not have used it against Trump, they would have actually cleaned off a Clinton or whoever and left Trump on it, but he wasn't on it.
Yeah, they would have
You know who
dropped
said
that
this?
page in the press room, let it fall off of a desk, and have
Epstein's own attorney
yeah.
has said that.
Yeah.
That he's not on it. I mean, give it up. He's not on the list. I don't know if they're actually, I think people think there's like an Excel spreadsheet of pedos.xls on Epstein's computers or something like
well,
that.
there might
Not
be.
like
There might be. All of his
Well-
friends and Hunter and all those folks. It's a crazy thing. All you have to do is go back to, like, oh, that would never happen.
Mm-hmm.
Movies like The Godfather, where, Bugsy Siegel was Mo Green, those type of things. They used real life things that they described in an artistic way. But yeah, the senator from Nevada who got caught with a girl who was dead, that's how they were able to blackmail him. Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you know what Maxwell was charged with? I don't know if this is the totality of it, but what I looked up, it said she was charged with trafficking minors for Epstein. Like he was a client. So she could still be in jail legitimately if there's no other name, because Epstein is one of the people she trafficked for.
Right.
So she's done some bad things.
Right.
Void of there being a Trump, a Clinton, or whoever on the list, or Bill Gates, whatever. So I don't think she's completely clean in anything. So I think that's why she's ultimately in jail. But
well, with Bill Gates, we could go to his wife, and evidently that was the thing that would not allow her to persist with him.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that I forgot to talk about before when I was talking about the illegals and everything is I saw another one of these clips, the reporter on the street, and they're protesting Trump, and the lady's like, oh, billionaires didn't start this country, migrants did, blah, blah, blah. It's really settlers. It's not migrants. But so the person says, and this is so true of a David, of a Tim, of whoever.
Mm-hmm.
The person pointed out that Barack Obama, what was he known as? The what in chief? The deporter in chief, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were silent. Like he just said to these people, he deported way more people. Why weren't y'all protesting then?
Right, because it doesn't matter. Because it doesn't matter. It's all narrative. It's all Trump man bad. I mean, that's all they got.
Right. And in another protest, they were protesting Trump. And this was actually a black woman calling them out saying, why aren't they protesting? Why aren't they up in arms about kids' reading levels, about, fathers in the home, things that really matter to them, instead of, just joining the whole, like, what's it called, the MOLO? Yeah, FOLO. And want to protest Trump, Orange Man bad.
Mm-hmm.
But where are they protesting about, why their schools are failing? Why Johnny can't read? Stuff like that truly matter. Things that actually, help them. And I don't know if you saw this, but Donald Trump now said he wants to count people's rent payments towards their credit history to eventually buy a home.
Wow.
That's a good thing.
That's smart.
You won't hear liberals talk about that. But what better way to lift a population out of poverty into life-changing, generational wealth than owning property? And up till now, your rent didn't matter. It didn't matter if you made all your payments on time for 20 years. Didn't matter. Right. Now with him, it could matter.
Well, that is a great metric. If you're able to do that, then you're able to do that again. Making a house payment.
Yeah.
I mean, that is really smart. I'm stunned that nobody else has ever done that before.
Oh, I know. That's when I saw that, I went, oh my gosh, why is that not a thing? Why has that not already been a thing? I was amazed because it's been forever since I rented, but I was like, yeah, that should hardly be something going on right now. But you hear Tim, oh, he's a dictator. Yeah, man, he's a dictator. Give me an example. It's like the Thomas Sowell quote: "When you're so used to preferential treatment, equal treatment seems like oppression."
Yeah, that's right.
So when you're used to something's been going on, things that are good seem like, oh, that's got to be fascism or dictator or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But give me an example. Like they say he's a fascist. Yeah, a lot of fascists try to shrink government.
Right.
They try to shrink the federal government. That's exactly
right.
their playbook. I mean, it's just hilarious watching.
Yeah, those fascists decreasing their own political power. Yeah, that ever happens. We can't even get the people in the legislature to fan off some of their political power.
And you made a great point. He is such a narcissist that he wants to win. He wants his country to win, so he could look back and say, "I did that."
Yeah, look at me. I did it.
Wants,
a most successful
that's gonna build
president
his
ever.
legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants that. He doesn't want us to fail and see, Trump couldn't do it. Look at unemployment's bad, inflation's bad. No, he wants to say, look, we're winning, and it's it's up to me.
Right.
So
thank me. You can thank Trump. How do you like that? You like that? You like that 4% growth? Thank Trump. You want this? Thank Trump. You know, he can go through the list. And again, I'm not joking when I say it feels as if we've never had a president before.
It does.
They're doing
it really does.
much stuff. And first presidential term of Orange Man Rad, they hated him because he worked on Saturday and Sunday. And they wanted to go home. And with previous presidents, they said, okay, well, one of us will go, and then we can share our notes and stuff. No, people, even the reporters got tired and said, look, I'm tired of doing your work for you. If you want to have a line on the story, you need to go to the event.
Yep. And, on the ICE thing, real quick, they talked about, and I was about to disagree with you until you kind of twisted at the end about, the 6-inch letters and everything. But you made a great point. They don't care. This has already happened. There have already been agents that have had their information put out there and their families harmed. And David doesn't care about that because he sees like the one guy called in Kevin's show Friday said, "Could you not? ICE is like the KKK." That's what he said. They don't want law and order. They don't want people who have broken the law to be brought to justice and sent out of here. So
well, that's one of those things. They have to run the street. And this is a crazy thing. And so even in our own, how about this? Definitely on this side of the river, even in our own community, the threat of mob violence and the threat of organized violence, that's what justifies all these budgets.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, they're coming to your neighborhood. We better have some extra. We got a armored personnel carrier. We're going to call it the Peacemaker. Yeah, it makes a lot of peace, doesn't it? That the justification for that is crime. So, do our law enforcers really want to wrap up the thing that legitimizes and gets them the greenbacks, or are they just going to play at it like everybody else?
Well, it's funny that all the defund police liberals are the ones who live in gated communities who don't need that. Ask your average, living paycheck to paycheck liberal living in the inner city how much they like the police. They'll tell you they love them.
Yeah.
Because they need them. They can't afford CPI,
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Gene. That's all I got to add to it. Thank you.
Never a problem. Thanks. We do a 1 call an hour. That's the rule. And we're going to jump right to the phones and say, hey, caller, how are you?
Hey, Gene.
Hey, it's Ed. What's going on there, Super Ed?
First of all, let me assure David, I do not live in a gated community.
Okay.
He said liberals criticizing ICE all live in gated communities. I do not.
Well, how about this? Definitely,
anyway,
if you throw that Hollywood liberals, I think you're probably about 97% correct. If you threw in that Hollywood liberals, because they all live in gated things.
Okay, and you said the greenbacks coming across the border.
No. The greenbacks for local law enforcement, that they use the threat of mob violence and the having people on the street to blackmail homeowners and the middle class to prop up their police state.
Okay, that reference goes over my head, but okay.
No, well, how about this?
Anyway,
so
David,
imagine you are not who
I'm calling back.
Well, you've got time. So imagine you are not who you are, but instead you're a small town sheriff. Well, if there's no jeopardy, then you got nothing to do. But you get some jeopardy into the mix, and you can say, well, we got to do this because we got these Trinidad Wagwa people trying to move into Dillon, South Carolina. They need it. And so that's how we get more of it. But go ahead, Ed.
Okay, well, anyway, the reason I called back is David said that Trump never said he actually went into girls' dressing rooms, right? And
I think he said he went backstage. I don't think he said girls' dressing rooms. I think that's the I think that somebody else has created that conversation.
That was on Howard Stern's show, the April show of 2005. I said, look it up, look it up, look it up, in his words. Okay?
Hold on a second. I'm going for the paper right now. Hold on a second. Did you hear the George Takei thing where he admitted into sexually harassing people? It was on Stern. Did you hear that one?
No.
They tried to Me Too George Takei, but somehow he got out of it. So tell me when this is going to be.
Okay. I have it here somewhere. I think it's April of 2005.
Uh-huh.
The Howard Stern's interview. Not only did he admit it, but women that were in the dressing room in all stages of undress, according to the girls that were when he just came in. And there's several girls that have said this.
Well, I will definitely look it up before we get to talk next time. So I have it here. I believe you. But I'm just going to listen to it. That's me. That's the paper right there. I'm putting it into my pocket to look up before we meet again. But yeah, so I used to listen to Stern. I used to sort of like him. Once he went all weirdo, and all right, hold on, Ed. We'll be right back, and we got another caller on deck too. We'll talk to both of them in the next segment. 803-799-8255, 799-TALK on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia. When I stop by a cigar store, I always look for my go-to cigars and stock up a few of those, but I also look for something I've never tried before. Well, at the Cigar Militia, we specialize in a lot of small boutique cigar manufacturers. Come in and try a Don Kiki by Karen Berger or a Makaji by Ty Williams. We are the Cigar Militia at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard. Help us out, stock up, and review some of our boutique brands.
Palmetto State Armory is on a mission of making freedom available to all Americans. And with retail stores across South Carolina and a fully stocked online shop, we're delivering freedom coast to coast. PSA is an American-made and veteran-owned firearms company built for those who believe in the Second Amendment and the strength of self-reliance. From suppressors, firearms, ammo, and accessories to fishing gear and apparel, we're more than a gun company. We're a movement. Visit us in store or online at PalmettoStateArmory.com. Palmetto State Armory, American-made for life.
You can count on hot summers in the Midlands.
You can count on those South Carolina roads biting.
And when you end up with a broken windshield, you can certainly count on Absolute Glass.
With one phone call, we can repair, replace, and recalibrate your car's windshield.
We'll handle the insurance calls, and for most folks, it won't cost you a dime to let us fix your windshield.
Absolute Glass has been voted Lexington's best for 15 years straight.
So call Absolute Glass at 951-7200.
Or find us online at AbsoluteGlassInc.com.
And remember, if you can see through it, we can do it.
Still living with outdated floors or carpet that just won't come clean? At Carpet One Columbia, we make it easy to refresh your space with durable hardwoods, luxury vinyl, carpet, and custom area rugs that fit your style. We're locally owned and operated with 2 convenient showrooms, one next to Riverbank Zoo and one in West Columbia. Stop in for a free flooring consultation, no appointment needed. Carpet One, beautiful floors, helping you create a home you love to live in.
All right, music down. Our friend Ed back up. There you go, Ed. Giving you some extra time by shaving off the music.
Okay. Here it is, Howard Stern.
Well, I've already got it written down, so I'm going to look it up. And you are assured that he says dressing rooms, not backstage.
The girls that were interviewed said that he came in.
But he didn't say that he was in the dressing room. He just said he was backstage. Is that correct?
No, I believe he said he went in the dressing room. I have
Well, I will listen to it for sure. Not probably tomorrow morning.
But I'm pretty sure he said dressing room, and here's why. He said, I can do that because I'm like a doctor, meaning he can examine female
No, it means because he
anatomy.
owns the show. And again, I think we've had a
No,
conversation.
that's not
Yeah.
what-
Yeah, he
that's
owns
not
the
what
show. That's why he's
doctor.
able to do it. That's why he's able to do it, because he owns
I'm a
the show.
doctor. I can go into a dressing room and see undressed females.
But
just like a doctor.
but you're absolutely sure that Trump said that I've been in the dressing rooms. I go in the dressing rooms. Not backstage, but I go in the dressing rooms.
I am.
Okay.
I'll say it.
All
I'm
right.
absolutely sure. And women who have been interviewed said that he came into their
Well,
room.
I'm more concerned about what he actually said. But I've got to take two more people. Let me get the next one on deck. Hey, caller, how are you?
So me, Gene?
It is you, Andy. What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Well, you know.
And I'm
just
wearing
listening.
my Burke's barbecue hat. I'm wearing the.
You are?
Yep, I got it on right now.
Well, at least you're not wearing Burke barbecue.
No, but I tell you what, I would lick it off the shirt. It's so good.
It is pretty delicious.
And that
you introduced this.
That Q and stew, I have never had an animal like that ever in my life, and it's really good.
Yeah, I sampled some of that too, and that was pretty good.
But weren't you sort of surprised? Like I have my pantheon of barbecue in my head, and I'd never heard of such a thing as the Q and stew.
No,
part.
I mean, I found it to be kind of like not a hash, but something almost on that line, but more of an upscale type of version of a.
Like you'd eat it on a plate with cornbread or something.
Right, exactly. Like I said, upscale, not a, But the reason I'm calling, you can sit here and talk about pedophilia and pedophiles all day and all night, but, there's a ton of them on the left, there's a ton of them on the right, there's a ton of them in the center. Unfortunately, this world is full of them, and it doesn't discriminate in what their beliefs are and what their political agendas are.
Yeah, and a lot of them are products of abuse themselves. So you're like, you get caught up in this thing. Well, this person was abused, but that doesn't give them the right to abuse it. Well, it doesn't. But it's a nightmare thing, and it's not a joke when I say that these people need to meet the hammer. These people need to be removed.
Oh, I agree. I think they should be thrown underneath. I don't think I think jail's too good for those people. And, they need to be, in my opinion, removed from the earth to make the earth a better place for everyone.
Or they can be composted. That's the best contribution they can make is composted.
And one other quick thing. You were talking about the mask. And, the thing came up about the law enforcement people or being threatened because their faces can be seen. Well, then wouldn't that also kind of fall under people who run for political offices? Why they shouldn't wear masks and hide their identity? Because they're always under threat.
Well, this is a crazy thing. If you are a constitutional officer in our state, that affords you executive protection by the Department of Executive Protection. And they do cases. I mean, I work for some constitutional officers that had a kook file that these people have made threats, sometimes veiled, sometimes straight out threats. But yeah, it's a real deal, but in not a perfect world, but I would put their names across the back of their, and again, just like a college football player, big enough that you could read it at a distance, because part of accountability is getting somebody's name.
Well, that's why they have the body cameras now.
Right, and they should.
Accountability.
And I suspect I suspect that body cams might have exonerated as many law enforcement folks as that it has caused them to be punished.
Oh, definitely, because there's so many people out there who put up such BS lies about what has happened to them, you know, with officers of the law, you know, and now there's proof that their BS is BS.
Right.
But, you know, unfortunately, just like we saw in Michigan, you can have security, whatever, but there's, you know, unfortunately, people who are in politics we got people out here who want to take them out just because they don't believe in what they believe in.
Right.
And, you know.
Well, how about this? I actually think this is a function, like a covert function of this radio station. You can call up anybody any day of the week and talk to them, and they're going to hear you. And sometimes, you know, it's not, as long as soldiers are complaining, you don't have a problem. When they realize that their complaints make no difference, then you start to have the problem.
Yeah. But the last thing, and I'm going to repeat myself, and this whole thing with the list, Epstein list, I don't think it's because Trump's, you know, they're trying to hide something from the right, you know, because, like I said, it's full of names. And
that you would know, and I suspect I would know.
Full every category that we have to say that are political, and even people who are non-political. There's just some. I mean, you know, what Prince Andrew's probably one of the biggest stars on that list.
Yeah,
and you know, it's just unfortunate.
Stephen Hawking, he made multiple trips. That's sort of weird. You know, and then the crazy thing is, if you look at Hollywood people, the most vociferous opponents of the president that are from Hollywood, they've all been identified as taking the plane. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of folks, but I'd rather know than not know. And, you know, these people need to be punished if they committed bad acts or covered up for bad acts like Cindy McCain evidently did. Those people need to meet the hammer too.
Well, it's like you said, if there's not a list, then Maxine Waters needs to be let out of.
Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell needs to be let out because she got convicted of trafficking to nobody.
Yeah, I mean, so who are the people that she trafficked these young children to?
Yeah, there's somebody knows.
But, you know, we can all argue here and there, but the ones that we should really care about are the young children who got, or they're not children anymore, but they've grown up.
Well, they had their childhood stolen from them, so, you know.
Right. That have been scarred from all this that went on. So, you know.
And there is a lot of mental disease that's secondary to these things. Andy, I got one more person I need to get in.
Gene, you have a nice week.
All right, you too, Andy, and we're going to jump right to the calls and say, hey, caller, how are you?
Yeah, double shot.
Hey,
yeah,
double shot. One call an hour. I think you made it.
Yeah, good. Okay, real quick. Now Donald Trump, I'm glad you had a discussion with Ed. Now Donald Trump was low and sleazy enough to walk up some young naked girls, you know, that he claimed that he owned the joint. Well, what made me think that he didn't do that kind of sleazy behavior at Epstein's Island? You know,
because he was never there. Because he was never there. That's why.
Donald Trump, trust me, Donald Trump been to the island.
Nope.
Some dirty stuff there.
Nope. There's nothing. There's nothing to indicate that. Nothing. There's nothing to indicate that.
I guarantee it. And Pam Bunny, even Musk said he was. Even Musk said he was. You know,
when he was having a fight. When he was having a fight.
Remember the boy? Yeah. You remember the boy genius?
Yeah, he is a boy genius.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more person I got to get on in just a second, Tim. So close up.
Right.
Give us our big finish with Tim.
Okay, all right, and the reason why those ICE guys wear masks because I believe the Proud Boys in the sky.
Okay,
well,
all right,
hard, man.
All right. Now that more stuff not in evidence, let me let you go. here, Tim, and we'll bring this next caller on. Hey, caller, how are you?
Hey, Dr. Jean.
Hey, Debbie, I have a question. So this lovely woman with the name Debbie showed up in my people I should friend, and it was a picture of someone, I believe it's on the north side of the State House, with a last name that begins with the letter L. Could that possibly be you?
I'm not on the internet, haven't been on the
okay. Well, there's
Sorry.
okay. Well, they're good. We're covered. You
just want to quickly say, and I'm not condoning anything that scumbag Jeffrey Epstein did, okay? But I agree. If there's a list, why is Maxwell in jail? But Biden showered with his daughter, and because your name is on a list, does not mean that you did anything.
Right, 100%, Debbie. Thank you so much. All right, we'll catch y'all on the flip side.
People hear me talking about Broker Solar and how much I like Ken and his team. They ask, hey, can I really trust this guy, Kev? Let me tell you two things. Number one, Ken and Broker Solar are legit. I've known Ken's family for 20 plus years. Seriously, these are local, ethical people. They're not going anywhere, and they do things the right way. Number two, Broker Solar is so different than these stereotypes we've heard about in the solar industry. There's no signs on the yard making stupid promises they can't keep.